Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jewel. I've got a project to do today with you. Um, I was inspired by Treasure Books to make these cute gift bags. Um, and I had done a video on making these little envelope flip up books with a pocket slit in them. This is a legal sized envelope. And I thought, I also did, let me show you real quick. I also did a video on making these coin envelope booklets. And I thought, I'm going to probably gift these out and I'd like a little something to put them in. So I saw this video that she did where you literally just take, and we're going to do one today, either, and then of course, I came up, my brain is reeling on this because there's so many ways that you can make these bags. I thought, well, it's so simple because you really take just printer paper, and you can even use, like I have this paper that I've printed on, and instead of, putting it in the landfill, I want to use it, and this is a great way to use it up. So you can do that, or you can just use a plain piece of printer paper. You're also, okay, now let me just slow down and show you. Okay, now this one I had decoupaged, this little project, some tissue. I don't know, I thought I had it on my desk. Some tissue paper. Here it is. And I said, well, I want to make a bag that goes with that one. So I want it to kind of match the bag or match the project. So here it is. And we're going to make some of these, or one of these, maybe two. So what I did is I made the bag. We will construct that, and I constructed it. I trimmed it different, and I did different things. She made hers out of book pages, I believe, just book pages, and did different things. So I thought you can decorate these any way you want. So I wanted it to kind of match up. So I did the little pocket with the the words in the front, little black flowers and some crystals on this. And they really have such a nice feeling because you Mod Podge, you Mod Podge whatever you're going to Mod Podge on the white paper. And then I trimmed it out with a similar trim, the cotton crochet trim. And then this scrappy little, the ties for the handle here. So this with a couple of grommets here, but there's there's other ways that you can, attach your handles. So I've got a bunch of different ideas. So we're going to do that today. So here's one of them, and this is great because this is just, whoops, you can just write a sentiment on the back here, and then it'll be, what a sweet gift, So there's that one. Then I had made this one, which has a napkin decoupage on the envelope. And that's also, I shared that in that same video. So what I did is I did use the book pages on this. And then I came in and inked with similar colors, and then did another little napkin decoupaged card here, what you can just flip out and write your sentiment on there. And then of course did some trims up here that kind of matched, the trims on here. I had a seam binding enclosure here, so I used seam binding for the handles, white grommets. And then this one says inspire. So I came in and did for you and did a little rose applique and some trim here. So that one goes in this bag. And I love the way they sound. I love the way they feel. So, I mean, then I made some bigger ones. And there's nothing in these. I'll use them for gifts. So this one I just came in and added some trims, added this card in this fabric and doily pocket here. There's a key and some eyelash trim, and then just did some strips of coffee stained and inked muslin to the top for that handle. And this is a larger bag. Let me show you what the insides look like. Now you can ink that. That's just the cardstock. That's just the paper, the printer paper. So let me put that one aside. Then I have this one. This one I made this shabby flower, and I actually hot glued that on a doily, and that's at the top. And there's different colors in this one again. I just did different inks after I did the Mod Podge book pages. Here's the bottom. So you can see now, if you want these to be real sturdy and stand up real good, you can cut a piece of cardboard packaging and slip it down in the bottom, and that will make them nice and sturdy where they can stand, you know, stand up a little bit better, because they kind of have a tendency to fall over, at least mine do. And then I glued the top, or I glued the seam binding that I came in and ironed, this pretty seam binding for a handle on that one. Okay, and then I have this one, which I have some more of that pretty seam binding at the top. I've got this image on here, and this is an image from one of Junk with Steph's digis, and I'm going to be doing a couple of journals with her digis, and I will share those when I have those finished. So both that image and this one was from her Flower-Rama kit, and they're so pretty. I came in, I printed them on coffee dyed paper and came in and inked them and then backed them onto cardstock. Got some sari silk trim up here, and this is where you could write your sentiments. So it's just a little pocket in the front of the gift bag. And then I did this fabric ruffle trim here at the top. So there's that one little doily here with the pretty colors, different inks. You know what? I just realized I don't have two of my lights on. There we go. And then I've got this one that I have not yet. And this one has the decoupaged tissue paper on it. Now, I still have this little tablet, this little, you know, flip-up book that I need to make one for. And this has got the book pages. So I'm going to do one of those. But I also thought, you know, I have these, which I made and did a video on, and this is a flip out. I make each one of these coin envelopes myself with craft cardstock, and I've done videos on both those. So if you're interested and you haven't seen this is a flip out, and each one of these has, it's, just go back and look at it, and then there's a journal in the middle. So this is kind of like a, you know, on that video I talked about printing on cloth and all that. So I thought, well, with this one I could use just, I could decoupage paper bags or shipping paper on the thing to get this brownish craft cardstock color where it's not stiff like the cardstock. So I probably will make one for that. Then I wanted one for this, and this is a little, just a single flip little booklet I made with a coin envelope, and this is a Christmas theme. It's got some snowflakes and stuff, and the music paper in it and whatnot. So I said, well, you know, I want to make one for that one too. So that'll be a small one. Now, so I've got lots of ideas. So I came in and we were going to make this one, but I did come in and Mod Podge old sheet music, came out of this book. This book is from, like, I don't know, early 1900s. Here's an old newspaper for 1913. It should be in here, somewhere in here. And you know what? This is just literally has to be used because it's falling apart. So what better way to recycle this than use it for Mod Podge and make some pretty gift bags. So I've got this one. Now, how we do this, I'm going to sit down because I start my videos standing up, is depending on the size bag you want, is to how many papers that you want to glue together. Now, you can also use, I pulled out, so you can make these as big or as small as you want. This 11 by 11 paper, and this would make a nice tall bag. So I'm going to show you the construction, and we're just going to use one. This one I used like 1.5 because we're gonna make this bag. This is gonna hold the music paper, little music paper journal. So I'm gonna put this aside so you can just see the simple how basically, here, let me move my tablecloths because I don't want to get ink on it. And let me find my craft sheet. I have that over here. And we'll work on this because we're going to be using Mod Podge and we're going to be using glue. Now this would be the inside if you're going to use pre-printed paper that you want to recycle. Oops, crooked. You want this on the inside, okay, of your envelope, so it would look like this. So we're making a little envelope for this one. Well, for this size. So I think one paper will be good. If I needed a bigger one, what I would do is, what I did is I came in and I just, I glued them together. I don't really want to glue these two together because I pulled them out. I just have some plain paper. All I did was run the glue stick, glued them together. Okay, and then, you can, if you need to trim off a little on each, you just take your project. So I would take my project, I would lay it here, well, probably right here, and I would figure out how big I want my bag. So that's how I did that. Okay, so, but for time's sake, we're just going to do one, and I'm going to show you how to construct the bag. And so we want to Mod Podge on this side. So I would come in and let's say I want to use this napkin. Now you can still see a little bit through the napkin. So there's two ways about that. So this is pretty. I might make a gift bag, a small gift bag with this print. You can take your gesso or some white paint if you don't want to see this print, and just go over it with your gesso or your white acrylic paint. So, you could do that. Now, for this, for instance, I could see through this. What I did, because I didn't mind the writing in the back because you can't really read it, I came in and I inked. So basically today's not really a tutorial, it's a share, but I will show you how to construct the bag and we will decorate it. I came in and I inked the paper. I inked it up real good with Vintage Photo. I think I might have used some walnut stain. Then I came in and I Mod Podged the tissue on the top. Now for this, And if you guys, you can fast forward through this if you know how to separate a napkin, and you have to separate your napkin. So I just use some Scotch tape, and you get the layers. This is probably a 3-ply. It's either going to be a 2 or a 3-ply, and you want to bring it down to the 1-ply. Okay, so yeah, this is so you want to carefully remove your 3 layers. So you're definitely going to be able to see through that. So you could come in and use your gesso, or if you just want to use a plain piece of printer paper, then you're not going to have to worry about that. So there you go, unless you want to do some script stamping and see the script stamping through it. I mean, it's all up to your preference of how you want to do it. Okay, so actually I'm not even going to go through the Mod Podging because that was on the video where I made these little booklets. So go back and take a look at that. We're just going to go right into constructing the bag, and I'm going to do it with this one that I did use the vintage music paper. Okay, so the first thing you do is you find your top and your bottom, and this is the top up here. So what I'm going to do is I want to fold down the top and try to get it even as you can. Line it up. This is how she did it, and I know there's millions of ways to do, you know, to make gift bags, and there's the gift bag makers and all that, but I thought this was fun. I enjoyed making these bags, and I thought they came out super cute, and I did it with stuff that I would probably have thrown away that paper, you know, and then I thought, you know, I've got that stack of printables that I got to do something with. So then from here, you can either glue it or sew across the top, right across the top. And I think I'll just go ahead and glue it and then maybe come back later and sew. I don't know if I'll be able to get it in the machine though. You know what, I think I am gonna sew it real quick, guys, so I get it, because I want to use this because I used all that vintage paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew across the top real quick. I have to go over here to do that. I'm gonna do a zigzag stitch, and I'll show you what it looks like here in just a sec. If I can grab my thread. So, talk amongst yourselves. And I will link her channel so you can go see the original video. And, you know, she inspired me. Mine don't look like hers, but okay, so I kind of got off a little wonky on my stitching here, but that's what happens when you rush. All right, so I just did a zigzag stitch across here. Now, all you're going to do is fold your papers over to meet up. And I'll show you how to cover this seam and what she did. Now, for this, I used Fabri-Tac on one. You can use a hot glue gun, or you can use double-sided tape, which I like the double-sided tape because there's Mod Podge over the top of this, and this gives it kind of grabs it easier, so you don't have to wait for your glue to dry. And then if you use hot glue, you got to move really quick with hot glue. So let me just burnish the tape down. And we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to line this up the best I can. it from top to bottom. Didn't line up perfect at the bottom, but that's okay because let me just flip it over this way. I am going to fold this up in a minute. Now I'm just basically flattening it a little bit, and then you can come back and round it, or what I did is I kind of, you can make it into more of a, like a square just by, you know, pinching it down, or using your, you know, bone folder and coming in and doing that way. But I kind of like the rounded sides like that. So, okay, then you can, what she did to cover this seam is I would come back and Mod Podge, and let me see, another piece of music paper. Right, like down the seam, maybe a piece like this and a piece like that, and ink it, and you know, like that. And then you don't even know, once it's Mod Podged, it will blend right in like all the rest of these pieces do. Okay, see all the different pieces? I don't know if you can see that. So then, let me see, what was the next thing? I made these a couple of days ago. Let me just trim off this little excess piece right here, just to even it up just a tad. That's pretty good. Okay, then I think, what did we do next? Goodness, I forgot already. Okay, wait a minute. Now I forgot. How did I do that? Did we just pinch? I think we just, for Pete's sakes, I think I forgot. Let me look at them. It was a couple days ago I made these. Oh my goodness gracious. How did we do that? I think I just folded. I think you're going to fold it back. Goodness. Yes, fold it up. Okay. To how big? Gosh, I got a short memory, don't I? Well, it's been a couple days since I made them because I moved from one project to the next so quickly. Actually, I want to try to get it even for how big the bottom of your bag wants to be. And let me, I'll just show you what I mean by that. This is a little stiff. I got a lot of Mod Podge. This one is like, what's that, about 1 inch wide. So if you want, this one's a little bit, this is probably 1.5 inch. However, you know, deep you want your bag, however wide, I should say, you want your bag. Okay, so you fold it up, and then you are going to literally just come in and fold these edges down. Okay, and I'm going to use my bone folder. And we'll do another one with a plain sheet of paper so I can just show you this again since I forgot how to do it at first. A lot of Mod Podge on there. See, you get a nice sturdy bag with that, you know, newsprint. This is a little uneven. I'm trying to even it out a little bit. See, it's kind of going a little wonky, but that's okay. So you can get the gist of it. I'll still use it. Then you want to fold in the one side, and then we're going to bring the other side across to meet it. You want to overlap it. Boy, I got a lot of Mod Podge on here. Let me make sure I'm in frame. And I'm going to come in and use the double-sided tape again for the bottom. Just because I get a better grab. I do have my hot glue gun on. I could use that. Maybe I'll just use that down here. Ooh, ouch. That's the only problem. Is getting burnt. I get my yucky old. This bone folder has glue on it. Okay, so here's, let me see. This is peeling. Let's put a little bit of glue here. Okay. So then we've got the bottom. There's the bottom of the bag. Now this one is not the best, but you can get the general idea. But next thing we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to decorate it because I want it to match. I'm just going to fold that up for now. I want to decorate this side because this side is going to be the back, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a little bit more here. Now I want this one to match my little, and what did I do with it? The little music flip up book. Here it is. I want it to match this because this is what's going to go in it. So I did have some of this paper offcut, so I've got that. That'll probably be a note card on the front, but I also have this on here, so I'm thinking I might want to bring that in somehow. And this is just the music paper. So we're going to make a pocket first because that's what I did on here. So, and this is just a muslin, and then I came in and I did some music stamping. So I think we'll do that. Let me put my fan on in here. A little hot. Got a lot of lights on in here. Okay, I've got my muslin scraps here. Let's find one we think would be the size. This one I could use for a pocket right here. We'll cut this piece down. We're gonna ink it, we're gonna stamp it. Let's see how big I want it. Probably about like this. That's a good size pocket. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. Let's go ahead and ink it. I'm going to ink it with my vintage photo first. This looks like I came in with some reds on the edges, so I might incorporate a little of that color in. Use this one. You know, I could have coffee dyed this, but it ends up a little bit wrinkly like this, and I'm not gonna take time to iron that. This is a shabby, just a real grungy kind of look. Then we're gonna put, I did trim on the top, so we'll put trim on there, and I will sew around this, but I think what I want to do first is I have some stamps, and I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to do a black stamp. And I've got this is a Hero Arts, 2012 is the date on it, so I don't know if they still have it. It looks like this. I like it for backgrounds and cards and Christmas cards, and Okay, and then I just have these, and this is just a couple of snowflakes, and that's good. And I think I'll do a couple of the snowflakes in the vintage photo color, just for interest. Okay, so there's a little print, you know, right there, a little holiday print on that napkin. Now, this pocket, on this, I have some crocheted cotton trim, so I think I will find, I need to kind of reorganize this little, here's a piece. Do this right across the top. I think I'll just hot glue it. Actually, I think I'm just going to take it to the machine real quick. Let me just put a tiny bit of this glue at the bottom of it, just to so it doesn't shift. And I'll do a quick work of it over there, and sew my trim and then around the pocket so it looks like it was sewn on. And you could, you know, you could sew a pocket on if you do it ahead of time and before you seal the back, but I didn't do that, so just going to sew the lace on. And stitch right around the whole pocket. Because it looks nice. Sorry about the noise from the machine. Okay, now we got our pocket. Now I'm thinking I want some trim also at the top. So this little pocket is going to have a little note card in it. Now, as you can see, I did not do a note card on this one. This one just is simply decorated. You can come in, I've got like this shabby chic flower. I mean, if it didn't match that project, I mean, and you're just going to do gift bags, generic gift bags. These are cute. You could just put one of your flowers on. I made this one. Thought that one was kind of cute. You know, I could do that one on here if I wanted. That's kind of cute. Maybe I'll ink that up and put that on. It doesn't have to be, you know, match 100%. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and glue this on. Let me get rid of a couple of these strings. I like the way they look, but sometimes they get in the way. So I'm just going to glue down the sides and across the bottom. This is just a fun, relaxing project. And then, I mean, there's so many ideas of decorating. You can just go to town on these bags, or, you know, or make them simple. You can stitch your handles on. You can use different ribbons and different trims. You know, whatever you have in your stash, just pull it out and making a little grungy bag, or you can make it as fancy as you want. Okay, I noticed that I used this for a tie, so I think I'm going to use it for trim across, maybe all the way around the bag. I think we'll go all the way around the bag. Let me see how much I'm gonna need, and then I'll cut it. Yeah, I think I'll probably hot glue this trim because I can get it secured. Start in the middle. Oh, I think I gotta put another glue stick in. Let me just grab a glue stick here. Here, I have one. This is one of the mini, I don't think it's quite time. This is one of the mini glue guns, so there's not a lot of glue in one stick. I don't do a lot of hot gluing, but for this project, whoops, got some strings. I felt like it was easier to get the items on the Mod Podge and quicker than with waiting for the Fabri-Tac to dry. And I don't even know if Aleene's would work that well on here. So usually I use the Fabri-Tac when I'm doing trims on, you know, like a Mod Podge item. And there we go. Perfect. Well, it's a little wonky. I wouldn't call it perfect, but that's pretty good. Okay, now I think we do need a little embellishment, even though I don't have much on here. Like here, I did use this flower and a button. This one's already made, and since I pulled it out, I thought it was kind of cute. So let's grungy it up a little bit, and then we'll make our gift tag to go on the inside, and we will add our handles. And that's it. I mean, the part we didn't do is, you know, Mod Podge the music page or your book page or your tissue or your napkin or your craft paper or shipping paper. And I mean, it goes on and on and on. Whatever you want to, you know, put on there, you can do. Let me see, is that dark enough? Whoops. That's dark enough. Oops, let me get these out of the way. And I think I like it down here, down here, I guess. Does it matter? Not really. Okay. So we got this cute little shabby flower. Made these probably 2 years ago, and I need to make more because I like them. This is sticking up. I'm going to just, okay. Let's go ahead and make a little gift tag for this, and then we will add the handles. And I'm trying to figure out what I want for handles. Let me think about that now, since I have my scrappy. I've got this old tie belt, and I think I'd use this. Yeah, I'd use this on one of them. I like it. It's just grungy enough. Well, You know, I have an Etsy shop, guys, and I've sold a lot of journals. I'm very blessed. Thank you guys, you know, for those that have bought it. If you've seen it on here, some of them just found my site on Etsy. And I sold one recently that was an ultra shabby kind of, it was one of my prayer journals. And it was very tattered and like this, the outside and all of that. Well, the lady that ordered it didn't understand the style, I guess, and she said, "You left, I'm disappointed you left the strings, and your trims are, you need new trims." I like tried to explain, you know, that was the style of the journal. You know, I do, you've seen some of my journals if you've been watching me. Some of them are neat as a pin. I mean, you know, I do sewing. I know how to sew. So let me just show you, like and it bothers me. I mean, that's the first time I've had somebody come back. I mean, like, this is one of my projects coming up. You can see that this is not a grungy style, tattered type, you know, cover. And this is going to be a cover, that's the inside of one. And then I made this cover for another one. And so I do this style too. Maybe I should trim these strings now I'm thinking of it. But I just, you know, so I tried to explain it, but I did tell her I would be happy to exchange it for, you know, a neater style for her. I haven't heard back yet, but I guess you know, you either like this grungy style or you really don't like it. And I like it, and I like other styles too, you know? So it's just a matter of preference. So the point I'm trying to make is make your bags and whatever, this is a grungy one, make your bags in whatever style you want. And that's that. Okay. Let me find, okay, here's my hole puncher. And we're gonna put, I was gonna make the tag, but I think I'll go ahead and do the handle. Now, how long do we want this handle? Maybe like that, and then I have that. This one is really ratty looking, but that's okay. I think that's the style I'm going for right now. All right. I mean, I don't grunge up things as much as I haven't let loose yet. You know, I may, because I think it's kind of fun and neat. You got to get out of your comfort zone. I used to make books that were extremely, just all very neat looking. And then you know, then I pulled in this style. And it's fun. Okay, do I want a big? Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to, yeah, and I'm eyeballing this. And you can glue your, whoops, I didn't even make it on there. Okay, so I need 2 grommets, and those are a little off. But that's okay. They're going to be hidden by the lace anyways. And we're going to tie those in. Which color? I like this. It's like a steely gray. It kind of goes with the, like the black and the colors. Use that. And I really messed up with the holes, but it's not a big deal. It really isn't. See, I even chipped off a little piece here, but I'll come back with a little book page over there, or a little music page over the top of that. Okay, so let me, if I can get it. Okay, there's one. This one's gonna be up here, but that's okay. Well, that's too wonky. That's not good. I'm gonna have to bring it in a little bit. I'll just move it over a little bit and I will cover. I'll come in and literally I will cover up this hole. So that's, you know, these are just little gift bags that'll, I'm trying to, there, that one's better. Now I did, whoops, I did sew on, make sure you put your things the right way. I have done that, ruined grommets, not paying attention. So now I've got a hole I gotta cover here, and I have a partial hole I gotta cover here. Okay, so I'm going in through the front and I'm gonna make a tie in the back. Oh, I gotta do 2 more. I'm thinking I gotta do 2 more, guys. I gotta do them for the other side, for the handle on the other side. So I'm just tying a knot on one end. Probably trim off a little bit of this. There we go. Let me take off a couple more of these strings. And I like the old, using up the book pages that are almost crumbling, because they, whoops, I think I'll leave that there. I might need it for inking. Because what else are you gonna use them for? I can't really put them in a journal because they're crumbling. So, but I can use them for decoupage and collaging. Whoops, I didn't put the holes in there, did I? Collaging and Mod Podge, and you know, Mod Podging them. I gotta do it this way. I can't get this in the bag. There's 1. 2. Okay. What did I do with my grommets? I put them back? I put them back. See? It's a good habit to get into unless you're filming. Okay, I need 2 more. I need 2 grays. There's 1. And... no, that's bronze. Let me see. What color did I use? Yeah, I used that medium gray color. I can find another one. That's pretty close. They came from different companies, so the shades are a little off. Okay, let's put these on. I don't want to get too long with this video. It's supposed to be a short one. There's 1, and well, come on. I think I put this one too far over. Having trouble getting, oh, for goodness sakes. Let's see if I can go at it this way. Gosh. You'd think this is the first time I've done this. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we will tie this on. And then all we have left to do is make our little gift card. or whatever you want to tuck in there. Tag. You know, it's all up to you and your preferences and who you're giving it to and the project you're making to tuck in it, or if you're not making anything in it, or in specific. Just want to make some for, you know, the upcoming holidays or for a birthday or just for a fun project. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Lucy, let's not start. Okay, so here's our little tab, or here's our little ties. This is, let me trim that one. And I think what we'll do is I'm going to make a little, let's see if I have a smaller piece here. This side looks like this, so I want to put something else on that side. And I think I'm going to make this so it's like a little fold up and put that music paper. I mean, I'm kind of just thinking as I'm going here. Let's see if this is going to be the right size. Nope, I'm going to trim it just a little bit more. Let me just use the bone folder. There. And now what I want to do here is I want to add a piece of this music paper in the middle. So actually I should do it like this because I want to take off this side that doesn't have the lines on it. So I'm going to trim that off. So I want to trim about here and then there. Let me just see if I can get to my cutter. Literally, it's buried, the one on my desk. Because I'm not going to try to cut this without a cutter. Just make it a little smaller than. And let me see. I'll cut it. I can cut right across this line right here. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to glue this on. I could just use my glue stick and save this Fabri-Tac. It's not cheap. And this is good. You can write your note right on there. Let me just take and do a little inking on it. Also, I could go and sew around it, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. So I just want to grunge it up because the whole project is kind of that grungy look. Is this the one? This isn't the one. Is this the one that I cut down? No, it's not. But that's okay. We can trim it now to fit. What did I do with the one I cut down? Oh my goodness. I just do a little inking on the outside and now I'll fold this one. I guess I put that aside. And we'll just fold it in half. I have no idea what I did with that one I cut to fit in here. And then this can fit right in here. I think what I want to do is I think I'm running out of time. is maybe just make a little tab for this yet. Maybe just make a little, take this material and make a little tab for the top. I think I will. Let me just use my hot glue gun. I would normally just sew this. Okay. And I'm going to just put a tiny bit of lace right here on the front, like that. I could come back and do a tiny little button yet too, but we'll call that a finished project. So now I just need to pull the bottom of the bag out, kind of unflatten it. And there, we've got a cute little gift bag. This will go right in here. Let's make sure it fits. And it does. I could put a little tissue paper around it, and you've got a cute little gift bag. Inspired by Treasure Books, so I will link that. Okay, guys, thanks for listening to me today and for watching my video, and could you please do a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't? I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much. Blessings to y'all.